Hey, welcome back. Uh, recently we did the screencasting video. So now I'm gonna actually go a little bit into that. I'm gonna use the screencasting video and do an actual screencast to show how to begin to edit videos now. So we went through editing screenshots or just images, screencasting and creating videos, but now you need to edit the video. So I'm gonna walk through a little bit of that and the basics of it. So on my screen right now, you see the video that I recently recorded, which was the screencasting video. So here's how it looks. All right, so this will be a quick video about screencasting. Screencasting is basically when you record your screen and also yourself simultaneously. All right, so that was like the first 10 seconds of the screencasting video. I'm actually, again, doing a screencast right now to show you this tutorial, and that's why it's a screencast or even used. Usually it's a tutorial focused thing where you're teaching somebody something, showing somebody a walkthrough of something. So let's jump into it. So with the basics of editing video, there's a couple of things. It depends on the software that you're using. Again, this is the software that I use in my work on a day-to-day basis in ed tech, called Camtasia. It's not free. There are free ones, so look into those. You can just Google free video editing software, and usually you have something like that, like just like on your phone, right? iMovie, stuff like that. But there's a couple of things that you can do with these different software. Number one, you can of course go through, right, and see what's all available in the video. And then if you want to get to more of like a granular level, you can actually go in and separate the video and the audio into two different, what they call tracks. And the reason why you want to do this is because you might cut out certain things, right? Certain parts of the actual imagery or the visual, or certain parts of the audio, right? If you say or and like I do more frequently, then you can go through and edit and actually chop those things out so your speech is a little bit more fluid. And then also you can change even like the volume levels of like your sound. So you'll see with the gain there, I went from, I think it was 100 up to 250, and you saw that this raised, right? So the voice level is actually going to be higher now, right? That's going to be louder without me actually having to speak louder. Then you can also look into the properties of the visual, right? And scale, of course, is this talking about the size of it. Opacity is talking about how see-through it is, right? Transparency, and then even rotations and positions. So you can do all that type of stuff. Now, what a lot of people like to learn and get into is kind of the editing, the chopping things up. So if there's something in there that you don't want, for example, let's say I listen to it. So this will be a quick video about screencasting, and I don't want that part. I can then go in, and I'm actually holding down the Command key and clicking both tracks. So you see both are highlighted, which means I'm going to be able to clip or trim both parts, right? So it just split right here, and then I can click where I want and actually delete those parts, right? And then you can always go back and let's say you cut out something that you weren't supposed to. Usually there's an undo button and you can put it back, right? And the same thing, if you just want to cut out a certain part of one of the tracks, you just highlight that and get rid of it, right? So now it'll play through without the original like 5 seconds of the visual with the audio. All right, so this will be a quick video about screencasting. And again, the reason why you might want to do that is because you might want to play around with the idea of the visuals that are seen, and maybe add like more of a narration type of thing where you don't actually see the person talking. So usually you have something like an annotation, right, which is some words or a picture leading into the actual video. So you might want to just pull something out right here, right, and we'll add that in, right, and then we'll say screencasting, and of course you can make this bigger, stretch it out, and then the thing to keep in mind is that you want this to line up, right, so that it actually touches each next component, because it'll flow through. Otherwise it will look like this. About screencasting, and you'll have that gap in between where nothing's happening, right? So you can actually take this and stretch it over so that it touches the next part, and then it should all just kind of flow in together. Screencasting, Screencasting is basically when you record your screen. You have that. And again, going through with the annotations, even within the video, right, within where I am right now, I can also add things directly to my video, right? Type things in, you know, and these things can be stretched out through the entire length of the video, or they can just be kind of pop-ups going through. Basically when you record your screen and also yourself simultaneously. And then of course, you know, if you're doing branded content, like you have a business or, you know, your own logo, you can always go in and make sure that you add that if people know, you know, that the video belongs to you, and they can be on the lookout for more of your content going forward. So I'm gonna add like my logo, and of course, you know, change the size, drag things, make it smaller. You can add it in here like that. Let's say I want this to run all the way through the entire video. I would just stretch it until it reaches the end of the time. All right, so now when I play it through, here's what I got. All right, so this will be a quick video about screencasting. Screencasting is basically when you record your screen and also yourself simultaneously. So just like you can see me talking, but then also see the background of my screen. That screencasting is great because, right? So yeah, again, that's a quick tutorial on video editing. You can do a lot more. There's transitions, different things like that, which are, you know, you can kind of get in and play around with. But these are some of the basics, the straightforward things that you would really want to know. Real quick, I'll show one transition that I like to use a lot, which is fade through black. It just makes the transition for a lot of things a lot smoother when you're going from one entity within the visual to another. And I'll show what that looks like. Be a quick video about screencasting. See, there's your fade right there. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.